In this video, we're going to be making a Holo style sound using Wavetable. He makes these really cool pluck stab sounds in his production that I've been noticing more and more in future bass music and other styles. So we're going to make this in Ableton Live and let's get cracking. Here we are in Ableton Live and let's hear this preset to start. Solo this guy. It's a really unique pluck sound that we hear, emulated off of Holo. You also notice this style for Flume and Haywire and other musicians in future bass genre. Now in the rest of this video, I'm going to show step by step how to make this preset. Follow along, build it on your setup at home, or you can go ahead and grab this for $1 off my site. Link is in the description. But if you want, follow along. We're going to build this step by step in live. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this preset and load in a blank one. I'm going to go to a larger view so I can see everything, do this a lot faster. You can just get that little triangle right there to open it up. Sweet. So now where do we start? The first thing I like to start with is the oscillators. So I'm just going to go with this oscillator 1. I'm going to set it to vintage, to the dual saw. How was it? Bird's dual saw? I don't know what that is. And we're going to go up quite a bit. Now 90-something%, right around here. Awesome. Then the second oscillator, turn that on. I'm going to set that to vintage as well because I'm trying to get this like old retro style sound. I'm going to set this to mini waves. And we're going to put this up to about 58%. There we go. Great, this is a good start. And I'm also going to put on a third oscillator, which is the sub oscillator. I'm going to turn that up. We got the gain of -6, but I'm going to turn the tone up to 44. 48, good enough. And then octave, keep that the same. Great, we're off to a really good start. We got to do a few things to make this sound a lot more interesting. Next, let's look at the amp. With the amp, I'm going to turn down the sustain quite a bit. And I'm going to turn on the release a little bit as well. But the real secret to this one will be in the envelope. On envelope 2, I'm going to set this decay to 773. Bring that all the way down. And we don't notice that much of a difference yet until I start mapping that envelope. So on my filter 1 frequency, I'll just click this here, bring this all the way down. I'm also going to make this a much bigger slope by changing that from 12 to 24. And I'm going to change the filter type to OSR. That way I can add a unique kind of drive to it that'll add that almost analog quality to my filtering. I'm going to turn up the resonance a bit. And there we go. Like always, once I turn that up, I've got to turn this down as well, otherwise it gets way too loud. Now that that's set up, let's get my filter 1 frequency, click that, and set that to envelope 1. Great, that's already a good pluck sound, but I'm going to do a few more things to really bring this together. I'm going to also set this effects area to modern. And on the modern, I'm going to set the warp up a little bit. I'm actually just going to type it in, 7.8. It's what I found I really liked. And the reason I'm doing this is see how it's kind of stretching? It's got a really cool stretch to it. I can also map that warping movement to my envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and go up, right, 34. You can kind of see how that opens up over time. And I'm just going to do a few more things with the LFOs. On my LFO 2, I'm going to set that to the oscillator 1 position. Let's put that up to about 48. Great. And then oscillator 2 position. Just because I really love that movement that we get when we do this. I'm going to set it to really low. 14 is great. Now this is moving around a lot, so I'm just going to slow that down a bit. I'm going to bring the rate to 0.8. The amount is great. Everything else in here is good. Oh, my bad. We're talking about LFO 2. I'm going to actually set this to random and bring down the rate quite a bit. And the idea here is every time I start a note, because it's so slow, it's pretty much going to keep that same position, but every time I hit a new note, it's moving that position slightly, giving it a really unique, ever-moving sound. Then the last thing I'm going to do is, on the unison, set that to shimmer. And with shimmer, it's kind of adding multiple voices, which with whatever we set here, and each one of those voices is going to move in its detune amount, kind of like this. Woo-woo. No, but it's going to move around a bit to give it that kind of shimmering sound. You can see that really added a dimension to this. So there you go, that's that preset. It's a really awesome stab style sound that we get in Ableton Live's Wavetable. It's a pretty good starting point in making any stab. With these techniques you can build other sounds, but it's a really cool thing emulated off of Holo. You can download this for $1, just follow the link. I also have a huge library of future-based sounds, really good in your production. Follow that link as well if you want to get a huge library to start with. And yeah, keep cracking. There's going to be more videos like this, so make sure you subscribe and you'll stay up to date. I'm going to make these, I think, like every other day. Try to stay on top of it, so comment, tell me what music you want me to make, and I'll try to make presets for it. So thanks a lot for checking this out.